Greetings, folks, and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your dealer today. This is the premiere of Las Vegas, a surreal game about our vices. Las Vegas was created by James Wallis, who is the creator of The Extraordinary Adventures of Baron Munchausen RPG, which we played on the channel a little while back. So, this is a somewhat unusual kind of game in that we don't necessarily actually know much about the characters starting out. And it also, there's a round robin element too, so I'm also going to be doing character generation alongside everyone. But let's go around and say hi to everyone. And we shall start with Jess. Hello.
Hey, it's me. I never go first, and I pretend like I'm surprised every time. You can find me on Twitter at Burst of Hope. I stream anywhere and everywhere someone will have me, and I'm super excited to play a tarot-based game, and I don't know what I've walked into with this one.
That's all right. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I think we're going to be fine.
It makes for great roleplay that way.
It does. It does, absolutely. Yeah. And let's head over to Darcy. Hello.
Hi, I'm Darcy, or gonna dab on stream, or Brit Empress. I wanted to tell a story about Vegas, but I've never been. I've been to a fake pop-up Vegas though. That was fun.
Oh, really?
It was like a pop-up sign Vegas. Looks great. It's just as good as the real thing, even if it's family friendly.
Well, I think it makes sense. It's only fair since Vegas makes pop-ups of everywhere else, so...
So why not do it back to them?
Absolutely. Turnabout's fair play, I say. Awesome. Awesome to have you back. It's been like a year and a half, something like that. It's been a while.
It's been a year, and then I saw this and I was like, I need to sign up for one of Jim's campaigns.
Oh my god. Thank you so much for coming. And now let us head over to James, or Jimbo. Hello.
Hey, I'm James Silverstein, or Jimbo to my friends. You can find me on Facebook at Undead Case Files. I'm an author. I've written a few books. I went to Vegas when I was 8 with my family. That was 40 years ago. It was not a family-friendly place back then. I have stories, but I'm not sure they're appropriate for here.
It's understandable.
Secrets, Jim.
Understandable. And now let us move on to Katie. Hello.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am really excited to play this. I use she, her pronouns. I'm really excited to play this. I signed up when I saw it go out. I love tarot type games like that, narrative building games, and so I was hyped to get into this one. I've never been to Vegas either. It's like a place I want to go. I mostly wanted to go for shows. I don't care about gambling or drinking or anything like that. I just want to go and watch like the Britney Spears show, which is done now, or like the Lady Gaga or Celine Dion one. I don't care about any of that stuff. I did run a Monster of the Week. The second season of my Monster of the Week campaign was set in Vegas, and they got up to a lot of trouble when they went to Vegas. Yeah, that they got into a lot of trouble. But also Summer's character met her character's husband there. So how bad was it? Not that bad.
No, not at all.
But yeah, thank you for having me, Jim.
Absolutely. I forgot that was set there.
Second season was in Vegas. Yeah,
that's right. I don't think I think they just left that raccoon in that hotel room. I don't remember them ever getting.
I don't know if they ever got that raccoon back or not. I think the poor characters, the poor workers at that hotel had to deal with Patches.
Yeah. I think Patches is probably running that city by now.
Oh yeah, Patches is in a penthouse at Circus.
Awesome.
For sure. If Dingo has anything to say about it, oh yeah.
I feel as though she would definitely have many things to say about that. But Jess, have you ever been to Vegas?
Speaking of Circus, I grew up in Vegas. Spent all of my middle school, high school, and a little bit of post-college there. When we first moved out there, I lived in Circus for about 2 months before my parents got a house. So I have lots of Vegas experience. Most of it was underage, so it's not as fun when you're not 21.
We won't tell anyone.
That's fair. Now, the one time, I do not remember very much about when I was there briefly. It's like we were traveling and we passed through. I used to travel with my mother a lot when I was a wee lad, maybe a little bit bigger than this, and just a little bit. And they let me. Oh, hey, Matthias, thank you for the subscription. Much appreciated. Yay! It's like we passed through, and I wanted desperately to play a slot machine, and it was like we stopped. It was like we drove through, and then on the edge of town we stopped at some hotel or something or other that had one outside, and they let me go up and play it. And I think I didn't win anything. I got a little coin that came out, and that was it.
Pure, Jim.
That's
so
very
sweet.
wholesome.
That's very wholesome.
I had the purest possible experience with
Yeah.
a Vegas slot machine. I think that any human being can possibly have, and that was
For
it.
sure.
I didn't see any of it. I didn't know what was happening. Poor creature. And then one day, during adulthood, I saw Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and I came to understand.
You're like, I know that thing.
I know what that is.
Fear and Loathing is amazing.
Good movie.
So this game is an interesting thing in that it is it's very much there's this. I have absolutely no idea where that sentence was going yet. I had it at the beginning, and the end just sort of flew away, rather like on Zephyr's wings. So let's just get going, and we'll figure this out. So we have to put our characters together here, and the character I'm going to be putting together also at the same time a character, because this is a round robin thing, and other people will probably be GMing will be dealing as we get into this campaign. So I'm going to put together a character who's probably named Donnie, but he doesn't know that. No one knows what their name is. So as we are putting this together, let's see. Somebody, probably the dealer, should bring it down. Everyone but the dealer should close their eyes. The dealer reads the introductory text out loud. Open eyes and commence play. I'm not going to require anyone to close their eyes, but because it's going to take me a minute to actually get to the section with the introduction, because it's on a different page. So let's see.
I'm going to close my eyes just for the excitement.
Scenario introduction. Here we go. Let's see.
Have the audience close their eyes.
Yes, we could force the audience to close. No, we couldn't do that.
Yeah. Will you close your eyes right now?
That'll come. That'll happen soon.
I'll know if you don't.
We'll know. We'll be able to tell.
Part of our tabletop powers.
All of them.
With our powers combined.
Where is the freaking... Here it is! Okay. So I'm supposed to read this to you before we generate our characters, okay? Alright. So let me switch the freaking music so that I can actually do this slightly more effectively. Here we go. Okay. Alright. Are you sitting comfortably? From a dreamless sleep, you dig your way up to consciousness. Your world is full of dirt. It's in your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears. Your body's covered with it, the weight pressing you back down into the earth. As your mind claws back to the surface, Your arms are instinctively doing the same, pulling frantically through the loose soil to the air above you. You break through, exploding into the cold night like a body reborn, your lungs burning for oxygen, dragging yourself up from the shallow grave beneath you. You're in the desert. A soulless moon gives faint light. There are other people here, naked like you, cold, dirt-stained, and silent, watching. Behind you in the grave, another body lurches upright, another one returning to life. Who buried you for dead here, in this wilderness? How did you get here? Why can't you remember? Why can't you remember anything? On the horizon, there's a scar of neon in the shape of a city, pulsing like something not quite alive. A red beam stretches up between the land and infinity, reaching to the stars. Sometimes it flickers. Perhaps there will be answers there. And that is the setup. And now we must build our senses of self. Alright, character creation.
I'm shivering. Cold.
So everyone starts with complete amnesia. You can't remember anything about yourself, including your name. That is the thing that will come. There are blank states, undefined, unable to recall who they are, where they came from, or what they can do. And so this is a point where you can sort of describe, as people are sort of looking around as they're clawing their way out. They've been clawing, they're sort of figuring it out. You can describe some basic things about what your persona looks like. And so we're going to go ahead and go around and do that. Who would like to start?
Okay, I'm game. That's fine. My person, obviously, so wake up and it's just a slight panic. And I look down. I see I have long, dexterous fingers. My skin tone is pretty tan, of a like Latin variety. I can feel long flowing hair. I touch my face. I've got some thick cheeks. I look down. I'm like, okay, cool. Little bit of pooch, but I can feel. And it's cold. The desert night is cold. I only hope there's not much of a breeze.
Yeah, I feel as though it's probably dead just at the moment, as far as just the air is here. It's very little. Okay, who's next?
I'll go. My persona, looking around, is very scared looking. They're short, probably around 5.5 feet tall. Light skin, dark hair that is like coiffed so sharp you could cut someone with it. And he's got long healed scars all down his arms. And he too is noticing that it's pretty chilly out. Not liking that.
You see, climbing up on the other side, a female. She's struggling a little bit to make it up. She's very thin, almost like sort of malnourished looking, not like an inch of like muscle on her, and so she's struggling a bit to get out. Sometimes her hands will slip, and you can see what looks to be at one time sort of pretty immaculate manicure on her fingernails, but the nails are broken, some of them broken down to the nub at this point, and pulled off. There's a little bit of blood on her fingers as she's climbing out. She has a short, jagged undercut that usually it would be a platinum blonde, but it's tainted with the color of dirt. And tattooed around her ankle is pretty generic barbed wire that matches a tattoo that's on her wrist, both on her left side. Smeared makeup on her face, sort of smeared with dirt and sweat as she's trying to pull herself out of this hole.
I think so. Last to kind of crawl out of the ground is my persona. She has really long arms that kind of flail around in the dirt as she's pulling herself up. As she gets up, she stands quite tall, maybe like 5'9"-ish. She's like incredibly like sticky and it's like sweaty, and like the night itself, it feels very familiar almost. When my character kind of looks down at their hands, like there's smudged henna all over the palms of her hands going up to her forearms, and then like reaching forward for their face, it feels like they've got like the nose is broken. It feels really sore to the touch, and the sides of their head are completely shaved, but there's like long curly hair that kind of drops down to their shoulders.
And I think you're going to see someone who is pulling himself up out of the graves, or as it were, along with you, is this guy. He's kind of tall. He's like about 6 foot. And he is he's muscular. He has a kind of a rough-looking face, and it looks like he's had his nose broken several times. And his hair is very closely cropped. There's just a little bit of hair all around. He's almost like he'd be bald otherwise, save for this tiny bit. And I think he has an anchor tattoo on his chest. Now, one other thing that can be done here at this point is one other person can describe something that they notice about you that you haven't yet noticed about yourself. And I'm going to say that you have the right to veto whatever it is, obviously. So if we can, if it's not something you want to have as a part of your character, and so I think the way that I'm going to do this is the person, quote unquote, next in line would describe something about your character. So that would mean I think Darcy would get to describe something about Jess's character that Serana notices.
So I think Serana turns and Valencia's kind of was crawled out of the hole a little bit close to her, and it seems like she has scratch marks along her arms. like almost like long fingernails and like kind of scratched her arm.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Cool. And James, you get to describe something Archie notices about Serona.
I think that with all the clawing and digging, obviously watching people's hands is a good thing, and seeing a little like lighter spot on the finger where a ring used to be.
Ooh. Nice. And Katie, what does Aaron notice about Archie?
How how wild can I get with this? Is it just to how much? Unless James vetoes something.
Well, we're not going to go supernatural with this.
Well, no,
right now.
yeah, I know
aside
that.
from
Yeah, I was gonna say that there in Archie, sort of like the fleshy part of his side, there's a piece of glass that's still sort of sticking there out of him. If that's okay with you, James.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. If
Okay.
it's story appropriate.
Yeah, I didn't want to like give us something that we couldn't have, like a piece of glass, something like that. Yeah.
Oh no, that's cool. That's totally good. Okay. I think something that Donnie is going to notice about Aaron is that there is a piece, a bit of frayed rope that appears to be tied around her ankle, her left ankle. It's not connected to anything. It's not very long. It's just this tiny little piece of frayed rope. So, Jess, what is something Valencia notices about Donnie?
I give Donnie a once-over, top to bottom, back up top, and I think Valencia sees not only are you covered in dirt, but you have a patch of burned skin on the side of your hand.
Nice. Okay. All right. Now, before we proceed further, let's get everyone's signifiers out. This is a major arcana card that your character has as a doesn't necessarily represent your persona necessarily, but when it's used in gameplay, if the signifier appears, then that gives you a significant moment sometimes, and so that's kind of a mechanic. It can have meanings for you if you so desire. Let me make sure they've got the right one out. Yes, I do. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna draw the cards for you. Okay. I'm just putting them in the wild card spots, but that's okay. Okay.
Jesus. Archie, please.
Yeah. Already.
Please note which card you have. As this will perhaps become significant later.
Don't mind if I note that down.
Let's see.
Wheel of Fortune.
Awesome. Okay, I'm also writing them down so that I have them here. Interesting.
So you said these are signifiers. These are things that we are to interpret later to have a big moment?
Yeah, they're going to be when they come up in play. Certain things happen.
Sure.
And I actually am going to describe part of that in just a second. Let me go ahead and recall these. Does everyone got their
Yeah.
cards down? No, which one you are? Okay. All right. Okay. Let me banish that deck and get the regular deck.
To the Shadow Realm with
The
you.
Shadow Realm with you, Major Arcana. So there are things now that you're going to have access to from this point forward, and these are flashbacks. Now there are a few different ways that flashbacks can happen. And anytime you have a flashback, it gives you a little piece of memory from your life before, and before whatever happened. Then it will also give you a skill of some kind that not necessarily just something that not everyone is good at. Basically, it's not, these aren't like superhuman powers or anything like that, but it's something that not everyone can do necessarily. Now, the way that you do that is you can at any point. You get one flashback you can call on for yourself per session. Actually, in the first session, in Act 1, you get 2 of them. So you can do it twice during this session. You basically just go into a flashback and, you remember something. And you describe what it is that you're seeing, and we talk about what skill you get out of that as a result. Once per session, you can give a flashback to someone else. This means that when you do that, and that again you can do it any time, you describe what it is that player sees, and your character is also there, present in the flashback. Your character doesn't remember it, but that the character whom you give that to does. The third way for it to happen is that if your signifier card comes up in play, then I give you a flashback at that point. And it can also be a significant moment if it's something that happens during like the height of a conflict, which we'll get into at some point. And then also, at times, if there's a point where I see there's something that I think would trigger a memory for you, and this doesn't happen very often, but if I happen to see something that I think should trigger a memory for you, I may give you a flashback then based on that. And that's pretty much how that goes. So that's that is a tool you now have available to you. So that is the start of this thing. Now, the one last thing I'm going to say happens as we are kind of, just coming to our senses here in this lovely desert. Is that there is another person is going to just like come up from the mound of dirt behind you all. Just kind of like slowly, just very quietly. He seems very disoriented. And he has sort of short brown hair. It's sort of that's kind of sticking out at odd angles. He's clean shaven. He's kind of skinny. And he's just sort of sitting there, like, just looking around dazed, kind of recovering. And now is the time when I ask what you're doing.
I think I am, once my senses are gathered and I'm recovered from being in a hole of dirt, I'm looking around and immediately assessing, like, is anyone in grave danger? Is everyone okay? And offering any help.
Well, it does look like I got a chunk of glass in my side.
Oh my god.
Where? Oh, I know this sounds super cliche, but where the hell am I?
It appears we're in the middle of a desert.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're all just sort of... None of you have a strange need to eat brains right now, do you?
What the fuck are you talking about?
We just climbed out of graves. I just need to, you know...
You've been watching too many sci-fi videos.
This seems
You
like
could-
less of a grave, more of a dropping spot.
This is someone. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I am concerned about that chunk of glass. But it doesn't look like it's contaminated aside from the general dirt on ourselves. So, gosh, I mean, unless we can find some alcohol here, I don't think you should remove it just yet.
Okay, thanks.
Does anybody know who the hell did this? This is the balding guy.
I don't know about you guys, but can you remember how you even got here?
No.
Do you even remember your... Who are you?
Who are you?
Oh shit!
I
He
don't
asked you
remember.
first.
Pacing around, and he's like,
I don't remember who the fuck I am.
I don't think I remember anything about who I am.
Okay. Short-term memory loss, because I mean, obviously we're speaking, so we know that, and motor functions. Oh god.
I think she turns and remembers the chunk of glass in RG's side again and goes, "Oh, holy fuck, are you okay?"
Hurts like a bitch, but apparently I shouldn't take it out.
we risk infection if we can't immediately clean it. So, I mean, alcohol.
I don't suppose any of you is a
I
doctor.
wish we had some, honestly.
How deep does it feel?
Oh, it feels like there's a chunk of glass inside me. That's about
fair.
as far as I can give you.
She's
Hey.
like checking herself for glass now. She's like making sure she doesn't feel any.
You're not feeling any glass.
Turning to the sixth member of our party and looking over and saying, "You remember who you are?"
I got no idea, man. Who's that talking? Oh, hey. Where are we?
Middle of the desert, far as I can tell. Looks like there was a city over that way.
You are looking out at the horizon, and as you're sort of looking back around and just sort of figuring this out, you do get sort of the sensation that you're being watched. By something out in the darkness. It's hard to say what or who.
Erin like pulls at the rope that was on her ankle, that is on her ankle, and she's like, "Were we fucking tied up?" God, I can't remember. No one remembers what's anyone's last memory? I don't remember shit.
Neither do I.
I go back and look at the hole that I dug myself out of.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything besides dirt?
It's just, yeah, as far as you can tell, it's just this mound of dirt. Don't see anything.
These weren't graves because they could have tried a little bit harder to bury us.
Yeah, these seem quite shallow.
Like they wanted us to get out, you mean?
That,
Is
or they
an
were just trying to slow us down? I'm not sure who
Or-
they are, but...
It could be an experimental spa trip we signed up for, a retreat.
Oh yeah, because I would sign up to be buried alive and have to dig my way out of it. That
I'm not
sounds like
the
something I
detox-
enjoy.
I'm more for detoxing, but that is a little bit much.
I'm gonna want my money back if that's the case.
Completely agree.
And the moment you say that, a flash of light appears, lights up the desert like day for just a moment. And you can see off to your left, it looks like a fireball rising from the ground. It's very distant. Some kind of explosion. And
51 confirmed.
then you feel it. This shock wave hits you, and sort of are not really driven back per se. It's not that, but it's like just sort of pushing back from that direction. And you see this ball of fire rising up, this big cloud, with fire climbing inexorably into the blackened sky. Maybe 20, 25 miles that way?
That's an omen, clearly. Is that a coincidence? We wake up, we dig ourselves out, and fire shoots from the ground?
And sort of as you're looking in the moment you can get the ability to look in that direction, if anyone who does kind of look in that direction.
Oh yeah, I'm looking.
I think
In the
we're all
after image
looking.
of the blast, as it's starting to come away, there's a low escarpment a couple hundred yards away, and you see a human figure standing there. And you can't tell if it's facing the blast or if it's facing you.
What the fuck was that?
Then the light goes,
Can
and
you
it's gone.
guys see that? Looks like there's a person over there.
Yeah,
Maybe he knows what the hell's going on.
I don't know if I want to know what the hell is going on. If he knows what the hell is going on,
I immediately take a guarded stance. I don't think we should wait for him to get here.
Neither do I. I start walking that direction.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, I will say that now as the light is dying down, the only light you can really see coming at you, aside from the moon, which is still looking weird, is this sort of neon scar off to your right. That is
so
that
she's
city.
looking at Archie and then looking at Valencia and then looking over at Serrana's. Go toward it. Oh, you're saying go toward it. Oh, I was saying go toward the city. That's what we're going
The
toward.
city's like
Yeah.
miles out.
Yeah, but that's miles away from that figure.
I will
I
tell
mean,
you.
we're naked in a desert. How much worse could it be? We might as well walk towards
We could be dead.
it.
My feet won't make it that far. That's miles upon miles.
Well,
I'm gonna go
my
talk to
legs
this
are-
dude
my legs
over
are
here.
pretty strong. I think I could make it.
Your legs are strong, but the bottoms of your feet? I mean, do you remember if you walked around barefoot?
I don't know. I'm gonna touch the bottom of my feet, and it feels pretty not soft, but kind of calloused.
Mhm.
Okay, we can go, but I'm standing behind the three of you.
It's fine. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I'll just take
Is Archie still walking? Like, did
glass.
Oh, yeah.
Archie
Yeah,
even turn?
uh,
Yeah, I figured Archie didn't even turn around to
Archie's
listen.
Still walking.
Yeah.
Donnie has fallen into step immediately with him, actually. There, but he's also
Great,
apparently very
great,
pissed
great,
off
great.
and wanting to.
Great. Yeah, Aaron's just like pouting and walking behind, just like, oh, this is not how I wanted.
It's
It's
fine.
like, I don't know actually what I wanted in life, but I'm pretty sure it's not this.
Well, how do you know? You forgot.
You know what? You make a point, but
You're
I
not
just
wrong.
I feel like I know myself enough to know it wasn't this.
It's gotta be a sleight of hand. If this was an experiment and we consented to this, I feel like they left out some details in the fine print.
Yeah,
don't know.
she's following behind the group, not happy about it.
Yeah. The other guy has gotten to his feet and is kind of stumbling along after you.
Can I just keep an eye on the other guy? Because I don't trust anyone, but I definitely don't trust him.
Yeah, he's like sort of clutching his arm and looking around nervously.
Oh no.
I'm gonna turn and say, "Is your arm okay?"
I think so. What? And you look at it; it's a little bloody.
Like trickling blood from the elbow?
Or like
Scraped
bruised
more.
bloody?
Yeah,
Okay.
bruised and scraped. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna like reach up to like touch my face and then just like almost like instinctively kind of pull away and say, "I think I've broken my nose."
Oh god.
Oh, that's not good.
Can you reset it? I feel like that's something I could do if you can't.
Are you remembering something?
First
Edge.
flashback.
Yeah. How do we want to do this?
Well, you just basically
Just to look into the camera like that's a raven.
you can describe what it is that you're seeing and you're remembering from the perspective of your character.
Sure.
As a sort of a little brief snippet.
Okay. Upon hearing the confession of, "You think you broke your nose," I have like a short wire in the brain and start thinking, taken back to a cold fluorescent room, tiled floor, steel tables everywhere, curtains everywhere, and I can remember my own hands and my feet and shuffling around from patient to patient, providing emergency care. But being very, very calm. This is normal. This is regular. This is my life.
Okay. All right. So, I think then you'd basically have skill in. I mean, sort of emergency medical folk have something a little beyond what I would call first aid, but I'm blanking on the term for it.
EMT?
I guess if emergency responders, they have like medical training, but like they can't do surgery.
Yeah.
But they can, fix sprains
We'll
and
call it medical training. I think
breaks.
that's good. Yeah. That'll work. So you have picked up the skill medical training. You can add that to your record of your stuff.
What happened? What does Jess look like when she's having a flashback?
Her eyes kind of
I can't
glow
unsee.
green.
You
No.
immediately said, you're like, "That's so Raven flashback." I'm like, I think I had fallen in line with the men up front, like kind of making sure Aaron had a bodyguard, and then you said your nose was broken, and I stopped. So immediately I stopped walking. My pacing I froze, and my breathing got a little shallow. Maybe you saw my fists clench, and then by the time they unclenched, I came back to. God.
I think Sarana notices the fact that you stop, kind of like the sound of footsteps. One of them kind of just stops or pulls back, and then she just turns around and says, "Are you okay?"
You said your nose is broken.
Yeah, I think it.
I didn't
hurts.
make that up, right? Okay, you said your nose is broken, and all of a sudden, I'm remembering a thing. Gods, I hope this is real, because I remember me being trained. Like I know I can take care of people who are hurt. So I think I worked in a hospital. I think that's what I saw.
Wait, you're remembering something?
Yes, thanks to you.
I guess turns out. Is anyone else remembering anything?
No.
No. Maybe we just need to break some more people's noses.
Not yet.
Nose
Or
goes.
Maybe clothes first before nose breaking.
Clothes before
Yeah.
nose.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but there's a lot of sand up in places where sand shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I can't
Maybe
see
you
this
should-
guy anywhere. Where the hell did he go?
Maybe you should try to set her nose.
I can if it's actively hurting you. I can try and set it.
Okay. I mean, I guess you should. Maybe it will help you remember something.
No. Don't worry about me remembering. Like, if it's bothering you, if it's a simple nose, we can just reset it, and at least then it'll just be stiff rather than painful. Are you okay? You want to
Yeah,
go?
I want you to set it.
Okay. And I like gently take you by like your cheeks first. I'm like, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anything to stop this.
Okay, take a deep breath, and I like take your nose, and I'm like,
Oh.
I think in the moment that it kind of snaps back into place, I think maybe the pain triggers a flashback.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
No. Now,
And
Nice.
as soon sorry, Karen.
well, I was gonna have you. I was gonna have do a draw real quick for this. I think it's probably fair. Resetting a nose is fairly simple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm only going to do it as a difficulty of 4.
Okay.
I don't know if you can actually draw from the deck. Let me see if I let people do that.
I
I can.
have the ability.
Yeah, you can go ahead and draw the top card from the deck and pull it out, and we'll see.
Wait,
see
is
what it
Serrano or
Valencia.
Oh, okay.
Need to fix your nosy.
And I'm just setting a difficulty of 4 for this. And since you have the skill, if you get a major arcana, that's an automatic success.
It
Go ahead and
looks
right-click and
like-
flip it over.
Yep. I got the Queen of Wands.
Okay, absolutely. You immediately do it. And Serena has that pain experience.
I kind of cry out in pain, but then all of a sudden, it feels like a familiar pain, and I trigger a flash, and her snapping my nose in space triggers a flashback. And the flashback is I can just I remember myself just running, and I can feel like my heart racing, like I'm sweaty, I'm scared. From what I can see, I'm like running. I jump between like 2 staircases onto the next one, carry on running. And as I'm running, I see a doorway. I try to run through it. And someone appears in front of the door, and then kind of closes it, and crack, my nose kind of hits, and that's how it was broken.
Ooh.
Parkour.
And let me see. Do you want a running type skill?
Yeah, parkour.
Parkour. Were you parkouring?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, sure, parkour. So whilst Valencia and Serena are having this exchange, I'm going to say for Aaron and Archie that you've been looking, and you can't see a person up there, but you do off to a little bit off to the right, about we'll say that I have lost the page that tells me how many a few hundred yards off to your right. You're going to see something kind of glowing a little bit.
What color?
I would also like to say that Aaron I'm so sorry, James. Immediately elbows Archie in the side, forgetting that there's a piece of glass there. And then it just says, "Oh shit! I'm so sorry. Do you see it? Look, there's something glowing over there. Oh, really didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Fine. Yes, I see something glowing over
It was
there.
an accident. I'm sorry. But there's something glowing over there.
Yeah. It's sort of a I guess maybe like an orangey color.
Yeah, does it have like the shape of a human,
actually,
or what is
actually,
its shape?
It's really more of a. It's not really orange. It's more sort of a dirty white or yellow.
Okay.
That you're seeing. You're not sure what the shape is. It's not a shape you recognize exactly.
Definitely not like that
Just
guy
this light
glowing.
kind of, yeah, but it's not a person shape. No.
Okay, that's what I wanted to basically mark off. Should we go toward it?
I mean, I don't know anything else that's closer that seems like a good option. So yeah maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just a couple steps behind you, probably for both of our safety, honestly. Yeah.
Hey, you two back there, everything all right?
Well, yeah, Donnie is up with you, and he's just like, I can't see this guy anywhere. He's actually moved ahead, and he was like ready to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah,
and
she's gonna walk off behind
there.
Donnie while Archie's checking on
the other guy. Is like, yeah, I think I'm okay. What are you? Is there something over? Is there something over there?
Yeah, there's something glowing. Guys, we all together on this one? Heading towards that light over there?
Light, yes, light. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Nose is reset. Memories are had.
Hey, great.
Yeah, I think I can remember something as well.
What?
Huh?
Maybe we should break each other's noses.
That's a really, really far jump there.
Donnie just sort of looks over and he's just like, Jesus. And then the guy in the back is like,
don't break my nose.
Please don't break my nose.
Aaron just turns around, like hearing this, and goes, I accidentally hurt Archie a little bit. Not Archie. I accidentally hurt this guy a little bit more, and I don't think it triggered anything.
I will say that you might remember someone's name just suddenly, but it might be as part of a flashback, but that's also a possibility.
I didn't mean to. I sort of just put this guy through hell a little bit more, and it didn't do any good. So maybe no more pain unless we absolutely have to. It's for the best. I'm sorry, still sorry. Really, accident. She's just gonna turn around and keep going after Donnie.
Right.
So,
Let's keep moving.
So you are heading toward this thing, and it's after just a few minutes, you get closer to it, and you realize that there's this sort of boxy kind of shape, it looks a little boxy, and then you realize that it is what you're looking at is a car. And it's pointed nose down a little bit. It's on a downward incline. And the headlights are on. And both doors are open. And it is. I'm actually going to show you the car.
Out of character, I can confirm that nothing good happens when the only glowing thing you can see in the desert is a car headlights.
That's
gonna
right.
Throw that out there.
Good to know.
It's helpful.
I mean, unless you're going to a desert party.
Yeah.
Once got lost in Death Valley.
The car will now appear to you in the.
Oh my god!
Bless your heart.
So that's what the fuck you were doing.
Oh, a Firebird. Nice.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's
in the handouts.
it's in the Act 1 handouts. If you
You're a
decide
handout.
you want to
I'm
go
sorry.
to the
Being a girl.
if you want to go to the journal tab, it should be probably the second tab for you. It's a little newspaper looking.
Horrible car to have in the desert. What the fuck
That's
is
such
this
a
doing
nice
out
car.
here?
Love it. I love it.
So,
And doors are
seeing
wide open.
that, Archie suddenly grins a little and has a memory.
Ooh.
He has a memory of tearing through the desert in a car very much like that
Yeah.
one. There is someone in the passenger seat who looks a little groggy and not quite with it, but Archie looks over at them and grins, and the person suddenly calls out, "Look out!" and the car crashes into something, and Archie is thrown forward through the windshield.
Now, I will say you actually can you can say if you wish that it is one of the other personae.
Sure. It's Jess.
Valencia.
I don't even know my name. It's fine.
Names? What are those? No, but
Who is it?
It's Jess.
Who's that Pokemon?
oh dear. Yeah.
Or rather, who's that persona? It's Valencia.
I've never actually seen that show,
Alright.
and yet somehow I know about that.
Gotta know, man. It's the biggest meme of our generation.
And I'd like to get a driving skill out of that.
Driving. Okay. Cool.
Baby driver.
Yeah.
Donuts.
Yeah.
It's.
Donuts for
such
days.
a
I
good
will
movie.
say it is not this car specifically, but it
Right.
is one very much like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The car his pop gave to him.
And yeah, you're getting closer to it. That it's basically it's just sitting there, lights on. You can see there's also sort of a looks like maybe 50 yards away from the light from it. You can see there's like a dirt track that seems to be heading in the direction of the city.
Can I walk over to the driver's side and see if there's like gas in it?
Sure.
Or people.
Or
Looks like
also
that's
that.
mighty bold of Aaron.
Well,
There.
just want to give it a little glance over, you know.
Just a little.
Little peepsy.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So no keys in the ignition.
The
but,
headlights are on.
It's true. The headlights are on.
Oh, great.
There was a time
Had a
when you
switch.
could do that.
There was once a time.
Had a little switch.
And but there is an ignition, but there are no keys.
Quick, someone remember how to hotwire.
Wait. If you flip the passenger or the driver's mirror down, are the keys in there?
Like the visor. That's cute.
Yeah, just flip and the keys.
You do not see them.
Are there any? Aaron's gonna lean. There are no people, right?
No, there are no people.
Aaron is
you
going-
haven't looked in the trunk yet, but there.
I was
you don't
just
see
about
any
to
people.
say, can we pop open the trunk, lads?
Aaron will push the button to pop open the trunk.
So-
Does it have a button to pop in the trunk, or is it like a key lock?
This is a 1960 vehicle, so
Should just have a lever, right?
there is you need to actually use a key to manually
Use the
open
key,
the
yeah,
trunk,
that's what
like
I
a
thought.
barbarian.
Right,
Yeah, I like that. She's
unlock
going to lean over and open the glove compartment. Does it open up?
Let's see. Glove compartment should open. Let me see here. What did they put in the glove compartment? There are things in here.
Ooh. Fucking pants, maybe?
No pants in the glove compartment.
where I normally
There is,
keep my pants.
as you're reaching over to open the glove compartment, you notice a few things. There is blood on the passenger's seat.
Cool.
And sort of scattered all over it. There's a lot of blood in here. And you see like a scattering of some like casino chips sort of in the footwells.
Bitch.
Archie is staring at Valencia right now.
Did I do? I mean, sorry for my language.
No, V? I remember calling you V before.
I'm okay with that.
That's a pretty cool name. V.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, so you? Oh shit! You had a memory. I was in your memory.
Yeah.
Doing what? Saving your life?
Not so much. No. We were in a car. There was a car crash. I went through the windshield.
Who was driving?
That would be me.
Okay, I feel a little bit better. You sound like a terrible driver.
I think we were doing... I don't know.
I don't think it was an accident. I know that sounds crazy, but the last memory that I have is someone, well, trying to stop me from running somewhere. And you were driving somewhere or from something?
Yeah, we were going real fast.
Hey, hang on. Do you guys hear that?
Say from someone.
Hang on.
What? What are you talking about?
I think there's something moving over there. Hang on, I'm gonna check it out.
Wait, don't go alone.
Donnie has started walking toward these bushes. There are a lot of actual scrub. There's a bunch of scrubland around here, briars and rocks, that kind of thing. And as he does, you see these. He's moving closer. He doesn't seem to be listening to anybody very much, but he's already just sort of halfway there.
Donnie, don't get your...
You see this,
Donnie.
and you say that, and he stops, and he turns around and he looks and he's like, yeah, that is my name. And that's about when the figure creeping up behind him then manages to run him through with a tire iron.
No!
You see it come bursting through his chest.
Donnie, please!
He's like,
Donnie, no!
You only just remembered!
Can I say that this whole time that this conversation between Valencia and Archie has been going on, everything, that Aaron has been has had the hood up on this car, sort of playing around with it, so I can trigger a flashback?
aha!
Getting fucking hit with a tire iron, and then Aaron's just like having a vision.
You may, but let me just state this real quick.
Yeah, of course.
As Donnie will sink to his knees, and you hear him just sort of, he stares at you, he says, Serana. And in the direction of the person who perhaps is named Serana, he falls down these two people, one of them with the bloody tire iron in his hand, and the other carrying a branch, start advancing on you all.
Oh,
And
hell no.
I think this is where we're going to take our first break.
Oh, hell
Oh my god.
Right. I forgot about that whole egregious violence thing.
Yikes.
Oh my god.
We'll be right back.
Yikes.
See you folks shortly.
blushing.
Hello. I am back. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank God you haven't left.
I was going to say off stream. Now we're on stream, but I'm going to say anyway. Jim's been friends with me too long to have not learned some things from our generation. That's all I'm saying.
Please help. Please send help.
It's fine. You're fine.
It's not safe in the break. The breaks are not safe.
The green room is great.
Anyway, hi. How's it going? We are going to resume. Now, seeing from Aaron's perspective, who's trying to get into the get the hood. You're able to open the hood, and you're looking in. And what happens?
As she's looking into the hood, there's a moment where she's just this conversation before Donnie's ran through with a tire iron. This conversation is happening between Valencia and Archie, and she's looking at all the machinery underneath the hood, and she has a moment where she just looks at it and just hears the background voices, and it sort of melds into this moment where it melds into this one masculine voice, and it's telling her she's sitting in a garage on a tool bench, and she's watching as this man who looks sort of similar to her, same hair color, but a little bit more naturally blonde, not the platinum color. Probably the color that she has now with the dirt in it is probably more close to her natural color. It's a sandy blonde that this man has, and he's got oil and dirt on his elbows. And he's telling her how it's important to have skills that she thinks she'll never use them. They might come in handy one day. And he sort of calls her over, and she sighs and is like, I don't know when I'll ever have to know how to fix a car or hotwire a car or anything, Dad, but okay, I guess if you want to teach me, I'll learn. And it's just like this sort of vignette of him teaching her and showing her parts of the car. And I'd like to take a skill in, I guess, like mechanics, maybe?
Sure.
And that's what I want to do, is try to get this car working.
Awesome. Well, we're going to enter into our first conflict, so that our first contested action, so we can see how that works.
Oh no!
And
Conflict is great.
so here we go. So it's basically blackjack. Is how this works.
Is the number still 21? Is the number still 21?
The number is still 21.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to go ahead and move this card aside. It doesn't. It goes on the quote-unquote bottom of the deck.
Give it back. I want
I need.
it.
Too late.
No.
It's what I should actually. I should have put a discard pile on here somewhere, but I did not.
For next time.
It'll heal. It'll be okay. Everything will be fine. Anyway, right. So the way that this works is it's a little bit different from standard blackjack. I deal out 2 cards to each of you. And if anyone has an associated skill they're using, they also get a wild card. And then we go around and we each take a turn. And that you either play a card or you hit. I think what I'm going to do, actually, is, just based on the way that Roll20 works, is I'm going to deal each of you those 2 cards into your hand, so you can see what they are. And then once you put those down into your little rectangles here, then I will deal you your wild card, so you can see what that is. These cards should by default come out face down. He says, suddenly just grabbing one just to see if it comes out face down. It does. I have no idea what that is, but I'll find out eventually. So I'm going to deal you each 2 cards. These are your basic cards, and you put them both face down, and we'll when it comes to your turn, that's when you can flip one of them over, or you can ask me to hit you. I am speaking of the blackjack term, hit you. I am not actually going to hit anyone. I just wanted to make that
I was just gonna say
absolutely clear.
So disappointed.
Poor choice of words. All right. So, and though I realize I should have demonstrated how this works beforehand, because it's a little it can get a little tricky dragging them out of your hand. But once you've had a chance to look at them, you can just sort of click on the card, and you can see. You should be able to see the cards in your hand. You can see what they are, and then you can grab each one, click and drag it out into your little rectangle there on the playmat.
You want me to drag both cards, and
Yes,
do we need to
please.
reveal them?
No, you do not yet. But
Okay.
it will help if you can remember what they are.
Alright.
If you cannot, then you can always pick them back up again and look at them if you need to.
Having a slight tech issue here.
Aha. You can drag it anywhere on the screen, I realized. No?
I don't see a playmat anywhere.
Okay, let me see, make sure you're here. Okay. So
Either
you're
zoom
looking at
out
Roll20?
Or zoom
Yes,
in?
I am looking at Roll20.
Okay. Do you see a big green thing?
No.
Okay. What do you see?
I see a blank white screen. I see my cards, but I don't
Try
see anything.
scrolling up.
Is your slider on like certain percentage? Because you might need to zoom all the way out. Because you might be in like that
okay.
corner of the screen rather than like this.
I've zoomed all the way out. There is nothing else here.
Oh no.
Try reloading.
Yeah, maybe log out, log back in.
Fallout spells. You could be on the wrong layer too.
Oh, I haven't given anyone else GM privileges yet, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Hold on. Leaving the game and re-entering. Ah,
Only
now
have
I can.
your memory.
Now I can see it.
Ah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And we'll go
Here we
ahead
go.
and pick this up so that I can figure out what it is.
Already forgotten my cards. What? I'm too ADD for this.
I understand. I feel your pain.
Okay.
Feel free to
Write it
pick them
down.
back up as often as you need to.
Look. Write this down.
Drag out onto the board. Aha.
Brilliant.
Aha.
Proud of you.
I made you.
Good job.
It's because my like screen of where I open the cards is directly over like my half of the board,
Oh.
so I could like drag it in.
I'm a rebel.
How did you do that? Honestly, right in the center.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Eyeballs.
I'm going to go ahead and deal out 2 more cards.
2 more. That's a lot of pressure.
Damn.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, 1 more card. 1 more
I don't know if I have space for that on one.
One more card. Sorry, I apologize.
Right,
I was thinking of the wrong thing. I apologize.
okay.
Ah,
Forgive you, I guess.
I'm so sorry. Oh God.
We are harsh.
Should be.
Unforgivable.
This is your wild
When
card.
it's dead.
Oh
So
This is
we
your
use
wild.
this one if we want to use a skill.
no. So, if you,
Yeah, but
well, yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. Not everyone would have a wild card. I'm an imbecile. That's all right. We're figuring it
No,
out.
give me this card.
If you have
Give
an
me the
applicable
card.
skill you're going to use, that's a card that you get to use
Okay.
separately. So let me ask, instead of just suddenly doing this, who is going to be using an applicable skill during this round?
Well, if my
Me.
round is dedicated to getting the car back working, I'm gonna. Can that be what my round is
Absolutely.
for? Well, then yeah, I'm gonna use this one.
Okay, so go ahead and drag that into your wild card spot. So we know where it
I'm
is.
100% trying to resuscitate
I
your
am
character.
running
Go ahead and
and
put it
jumping
in-
into the car. I don't know about you.
So the wild card can replace any of your other cards. Basically, you can play that instead of one of your face-up cards. Is one of your moves. Whilst this is happening, I'm going to deal one more card to myself to represent the bad people.
Oh, confirmed they're bad people. That's good. We're good people. Yay.
Well, he didn't confirm that.
No,
At the
they,
moment, we're not bad.
they were.
I mean,
No, they killed him with kindness.
Oh yeah, the tire iron called kindness. Yeah.
Yes. They slid the. They slid the rebar of kindness into his major organs.
We just want you to feel our kindness.
Is this deck set up for the game in general? Like, does it matter? Like, will there be flipped cards?
There will not. I have taken out
Okay.
the flipped cards.
Okay, just checking.
So, once you have drawn out, once you've got that sorted, we're gonna start going around, and we're gonna see if we're gonna basically go around and we're gonna deal with everybody. So we're gonna start with Valencia. On your move, you get to either flip a card over, or you get to ask me to give you another card.
Okay, so wild card is used for skill, correct?
Yeah. Are you going to be using your skill during this thing?
1000% going to be using my skill.
Okay.
Because
Only if you're using. I wasn't supposed to give it to you unless.
that's fair.
you-
I'm
because-
using my honor, and it's 100%
Okay.
usable because the unnamed Donnie just had his chest stabbed through.
Yeah. Now, Serrano remembered his name just before it happened.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They did say it out loud.
In part. That's in part why it happened.
No one
All
remembered my
Serrano's
name. Nah.
No,
Kind of big
one
time
letter
sad.
down, 7 to go.
Okay, so I absolutely want to use this card.
Okay.
And this card is valuable in the sense that it is super applicable in this save Donnie situation. It's the Knight of Swords. I mean, if you're versed in tarot stuff, that's very like action oriented, highly driven, ambitious stuff. So I'm like, okay, immediately going into emergency medic mode. I'm like, if there's any chance of survival for Donnie, I gotta do it now. So I want to rush to his aid and try to use like emergency first aid. And
Okay. Yeah, you are attempting to head toward him. You do kind of have to get around these individuals who look like they're kind of.
they're already running past him.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're kind of dressed in
Open up.
rags. It seems a little bit. They're
Great.
very disheveled, caked in dirt.
Are they naked
They have
as
this
well?
wild look in their eyes.
Just rags.
Yeah,
He's
they're
right.
not. Yeah, they're not looking too good. They're running forward to you. These people. What you can really tell is that they appear to be human.
That's not reassuring, Jim.
One's got a branch. The other has. Actually, as you get closer and it glints in the moonlight, as you see the blood better defines it. It's actually a piece of rebar. It's not actually a tire iron.
Oh, even better. That makes
yeah.
way more sense.
Yeah.
What's
because-
rebar again?
Rebar is the thing that is used to help keep buildings together.
Oh yes, okay, I know the spirally metal thing.
Yeah, the spirally metal thing. Yeah. which is much better for piercing internal organs than
very
a
nice.
tire iron is.
Jim speaks from experience.
Possibly.
Hopefully the
No,
worst.
I'm just a writer. I'm just a writer.
I'm just a writer. That's all.
I'm praying.
far worse in
Donnie
my
has
search
a tetanus shot.
He doesn't.
But yes, you are charging forth, trying to get around them, trying to get to him because that's your first instinct. That works very nicely. So that is what you're doing. That is a knight. So that is a value of 10 in this strangeness of a game.
Okay. Interesting.
And so you're basically going to use that to replace one of your cards when we get to it.
Okay.
But that
So
was
I gotta
your
check a
move
card.
here.
Yeah.
And now we're going to head over to Serana, and you get to either flip a card or ask for a card.
I'm gonna flip a card. I'm gonna flip my wild card.
What?
I'm gonna. Think I could fight them using my parkour. I wanna like vault over him, like grab the bar out of right of his hands.
Okay, so you're like vaulting off a nearby rock, something along those lines.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay,
Just
what's
the-
your what? Go ahead and flip your card over so we can see what it is.
Ooh.
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 That
Is that your card?
Yeah.
Are you
Your
fucking
card.
kidding me?
Okay, hang on. A thing is gonna happen now.
Thing.
Ooh.
Because you just drew your own card.
Damn.
That was like that earlier.
So you're immediately going to get a flashback. And
Oh, but you're gonna. You're gonna.
I give it to you, yes.
Ooh.
Spicy narratives happening here.
And you had your own card, I believe. That's right. You're the magician, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you are basically you're as you're leaping, sort of bouncing off a nearby rock to get over this person's head to try to grab the rebar from him. You kind of just sort of everything slows down for a moment, and you're remembering a time that you were let's see, that you were similarly doing some kind of like a you've done this before over buildings. It's kind of well, you know, sort of almost like, you know, you've seen parkour videos. So you have yeah, it's that kind of thing. And
I'm just straight.
you're
Assassin's
remembering basically you're vaulting over a couple of you know, from the side of a building onto a fire escape and up to the top of another building, and you're running. It's like you're running an obstacle course, kind of, in a sense that you have created. And I think that you get to the you eventually get over, you know, you're vaulting over a couple more buildings. You finally get to you jump down onto an awning and down into the front of what looks like an apartment complex, and there is there's a woman standing there. You feel as though you're friends with her. she has a stopwatch, and she hits it, and she's like, "Oh, you've got a new record, Serana. This is so good." And her phone is ringing as she does this. She's like, "Oh hell!" And she's looking, and she's looking at it, and she's saying, oh hell, Donnie's back. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna tell him. And you immediately, you basically say to her something along the lines of, "All right, look, this is what you're going to tell him." And then the flashback ends, but you seem to remember that you are good at deception.
Ooh. Hang on here. Okay.
And
Fuck.
that is your flashback. And the rule for this one is it doesn't have to be immediately useful because we've already got other stuff going on. The persona was involved in the action, then they succeed immediately. The player describes what happens. This can include a small amount of what appears to be unnatural or even supernatural power, extraordinary luck, or inexplicable aid, as chosen once again from the imagery on the card. So you get to tell me what happens here as you are arcing toward the first of these individuals.
So one of them's got a branch and one of them's got some rebar, right?
Yes.
So they're running towards us. So I'm like picturing they're both kind of running towards us. We're all kind of like obviously scattered, car in the back, Erin's fucking under the hood. Archie's like bracing. Valencia's kind of sprinting around to try and like help out Donnie on the floor. And I kind of run towards the guy holding the rebar like over his head, and I vault off a rock and just mid-air kind of like forward turn, grab the rebar, land behind him, whack his fucking head in. Just like give him another whack. The guy turns around, the rebar comes back up and through his jaw.
You have immediately slain this individual. You are very dangerous. Everyone has seen you slay this individual.
I'm terrified.
There is now one fewer there's now one fewer maniac trying to kill you. And now we're going to move over to Archie.
Archie's kind of stunned by what just happened. He had originally planned to engage the dude with the branch, but now he's not so sure. He'll call out, need help? Want help?
So you're trying to do something to basically placate them? Is that how?
No. I'm asking Serana if she needs any help with this, because she seems to have things pretty well in hand.
I think as like Serana's like fist kind of gripped tighter on the rebar, she's just bashing this other dude's head in. Now she's just onto the second guy, and she's like, "No, I'm okay."
So are you taking an action this round?
All I'm doing at this point, since she says she's okay, is I'm gonna like duck into the car and start checking under the seats and stuff, see if there's anything we missed, like maybe a gun. Because there was blood in there. The blood
so you're
had to come
searching
from
around.
somewhere.
Go ahead and flip one of your cards, or you can ask for another card.
Sure. I will flip card.
Okay, that's a Knight of Cups. That's so you've got 10 showing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go over to Erin. And what's Erin doing?
I need to unmute myself. I have a question about mechanics of this game.
Mhm.
So, is it like 21 and bust? Is that how this
Yeah.
works? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, I am going to get rid of this card and ask for another one.
Okay, you actually don't have to get rid of the card to ask for
okay.
another one. Yeah.
Cool. So it's only what you show that counts towards your 21 total?
That's right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a little bit different from real blackjack in that.
Okay, cool.
In some of that. Okay, and so I'm going to deal it to you, so that you can then. Well, actually, no. I deal it to you face up. What am I saying? I'm just going to put it on the table. That's how this works. All right.
But I just have to use this card now.
Yeah, you have to use this card that I'm hitting you with. This is Temperance, and that is, I believe, a 14, which I believe is its. I don't think Temperance has any weird values. Nope, it's. Let's see, major arcana cards count as 10 or the number on them. Okay, so it's either a 10 or a 14 is what you can play it as. You get to choose what you have showing.
Okay.
So. You can describe a little bit about what you're doing, and this is also something that's supposed to be happening. You can describe a little bit about what you're doing as flavored by Temperance. How is Temperance advancing you toward your goal?
Yeah, I think she's seeing everything that's going around her, and she's freaking out a little bit. And I think she's trying her best to remember what her dad taught her all those years ago. It's been years that she's had to actually be under the hood of a car, and it's not coming back to her all at once. That flashback was just sort of a little taste of what she had to remember, and she's calmly trying to get it working. I think, Archie, you being in the car or sort of hearing it, like it's trying to crank up, and it's almost there. But it's not quite. It's just getting there.
Okay, so I'm going to go now, and I have. Let me see. I'm going to say that the one of the person with the branch is now trying to now seeing this is now trying desperately sort of to use it almost as a bayonet type deal, trying to fend off this person who has just caved in the head of their companion.
I've got a weapon. I'm not afraid to use it.
They have 10 of cups, and so they are basically they're very. They look like they're very much taking a defensive stance with this, trying to hold on to whatever it is they have, which is not much of anything. And also, this is the point at which the guy at the back is going to pick up another branch and try to help fend off this remaining branch person. And in so doing. Let me see if this is the one that I wanted to use here real quick. It is. Wheel of Fortune. So that card is
I just got the Wheel of
Fortune
Fortune in my hand.
So the Wheel of Fortune is played as a 10. Also, that is someone's signifier, yes?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Valencia as well.
That's Valencia's signifier. Because that's why we went Wheel of Fortune in the first place.
Okay. Valencia.
That's my card.
You see, you're watching this happen. You're watching him pick up this branch and try to fend this person off, and then you remember.
Hold up, real quick. This is the unnamed.
This is the unnamed sixth person. Yes.
Okay.
This is unnamed sixth.
This is the dude that was clutching his arm, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The arm clutcher. That's what I'm.
Yes. and you
And
pull
now
back,
we've
and it's like it reminds you of something, and you remember fencing. It's you're wearing a fencing mask, and you are using a foil, and you're kind of going back and forth, and you're in a gym, basically doing some fencing, and it's you eventually, this person that you're fighting, and you basically you basically drive them to the ground, and he's not bad. He's just basically trying to learn, and it's like, and he lifts up the mask, and it's the sixth guy. It's this guy. He says, "Okay, you got me. You got me. You're really good at this." And you have gained the ability to fence.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Why not?
God, please let me see Valencia fence with a tree branch. It's all I want to see now.
I know, right?
Just want to see that happen.
God.
Okay. So that's we're gonna go back around real quick, and because it's now over to Valencia.
Okay, loosely, if you can answer this, Jim, do we know how, like, the resetting of the 21, is it through, like, we are stuck at 21 till combat? Like, I'm not quite sure what I'm shooting for.
Well, it's basically and you're trying to get as close to 21 as you can without going over.
Right.
And so that will tell us the ultimate fate of this entire encounter.
Okay.
Basically for you.
So we're shooting
whoever,
for 21, but not sure how many rounds are going.
Yeah. If someone gets 21, then that's it.
Oh, okay.
Or if everyone stands, and then then that's then
You can stand if you're comfortable close enough that you can do no more. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Dude, I feel that. Always. Okay. Because I played my wild card, you said I had to discard one of the cards in my hand.
Well, yeah, it replaces that card. You should have actually flipped it over first, but it's no big deal. It's kind of its own move, basically.
I mean, I can flip it. I'll flip. It's a 7 of Wands that I replace with the Knight.
So right now you have a 17 showing. You see, it takes its own turn before you can do that. Is what I should have mentioned.
Oh, so like in the turn,
yeah,
I've shown 17.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it would work right now. But it's like, and then ultimately, so it effectively takes you 3 turns to fully use a wild card. I'm noticing.
Okay.
And
my bad. I see.
Oh, no worries. Oh, it's no problem. It's we're still all figuring this out. And
perhaps could I get another card, Jim?
Well, the turning of the 7 would have been
okay.
your
So
turn.
I see what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
so set my 7 then. With that 7, so my priority with the magician was to go and help Donnie, and hopefully prevent him from bleeding out. Because you said the dude with the tire iron, he had like stabbed him and removed it, right? Like took
Yes.
it
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, like through the center though, like so.
Yeah,
That's what
so
I
I'm
was thinking.
assessing the piercing. So I'm like, if it went from back to front and like where it hit, because if it was in the center, it would have missed the heart and probably some internal organs. But
Yeah.
It's probably be the rib cage and lungs that you need to worry about the most.
right.
Yeah. So, you are going to get over there, and by the time you actually get over there, I mean, this is all still happening around you. You're running over to try to help. he's sort of fell out of sight, and so because it's dark. But as you come back over and you can see again where he is. You see that there's sort of a dirt-shaped outline there, or a dirt-shaped outline.
I'm
an
like,
outline of
bruh.
dirt. And lying on top of that pile, sort of a human-shaped outline, dirt. On top of that pile are a handful of poker chips.
Excuse me, bitch. Oh, I'm so pissed. I'm like, I didn't even get a chance. Okay, fine. I look at the chips. I pick up some of them chips.
Yeah,
And I'm like immediately assessing the situation behind me for
They
next
were
turn.
the chips were inside him.
It's hard to say.
Wild.
The
So
plot
what we need to
thickens.
do is we need to stab someone else with rebar to see if they have chips inside them too.
I'm on it, lads.
Excellent.
This is my job.
But you have set. He's not here. There are poker chips here. That's the strange part.
Great. Great.
But
Great.
we're going to go over to Serrano real quick and find out if a beatdown is continuing to occur. What would you like to make use of here?
What number was the magician worth?
Magician is either 10 or it's going to be either 10 or probably a 1, I think, if I'm looking at this correctly. Yeah.
Okay.
A major arcana count as either 10 or the number on them, so you can play it as a 1 or a 10.
We're out here, lads. I think I'm gonna play one of my cards.
Okay.
Okay. This is
Power.
go down. Hang on, oh. Just making sure that was the right card that I wanted to take out.
Sure.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna unfold this card. Ah. It is death.
Ah!
Nice.
You have the death card. Okay.
That was Archie's signifier.
It was Archie's.
What
Okay.
the fuck?
Oh my god. Stacked
So-
deck like whoa.
So this means once again that Archie gets a flashback and Serrana is in it. So let's see. Let's see what my notes tell me so far. Yeah. I think that. Death. Okay. So, you're at a funeral. Basically, and you're some people are kind of you're not sure who it is that's died. You're having trouble remembering. But you see that Serrana is also there. And she's looking a little bit nonplussed at something that apparently there's something is it's not going great. And someone will come over to you and just so this guy comes over to you. He says, "Archie, will you please just say something to her?" And he says, looking over at an old woman who's standing near the coffin. He says, "She's just kind of going hysterical." And you see, you look over at Serana, she shrugs, and you nod, and you start heading over. And you've discovered you have the, that you have the ability to kind of, sort of comfort people and calm them down. And that is the skill you have acquired.
Okay.
And
agitator and a calm.
let's see. According to the thing, you can immediately intercede in this action if you so desire.
Which action would that be?
So this is what Serana is doing. What is Serana doing? You potentially have 20 showing.
So I've potentially got a 20 showing.
Hell yeah!
In this scene, do I just say what I'm doing, or since I've pulled Archie's card, do I also include Archie in this?
You can. You can. You can if he consents. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna advance on the dude with the branch, or the dude who's with my rebar, and I'm gonna yell at Archie and ask him if I should subdue him or just end his life right now. Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
I think in response, Archie just kind of sticks his head out of the car and says, "We don't need to kill people, you know."
I'm just gonna shrug and okay, and then just whack him round the head with the rebar to knock him out.
You're working toward beating that one down, and I'm gonna move real quick over to Aaron. Not Aaron. Sorry, over to Archie because it's you. We don't skip your turn. It is over to Archie.
Okay.
Do you want to flip that card or get another one?
I will flip that card.
Okay, so you've got 19 showing, 9 of pentacles or coins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what is it that you are? What is it you're working toward doing here?
Well, have I found anything in the car?
Yes, you have.
Okay.
There are a number. There are a lot of poker chips in the floor well.
Okay.
So there's that. A fair number of them. Sort of look like low value poker chips. Let me see here. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You do find kind of like it's like an awl, basically in the glove compartment.
Okay. Guess I'll grab that in case I need to ice pick someone or not. You know.
Always good to have that available.
And actually, is searching my declared action this turn? Is that
basically that's kind of
okay?
Where we,
then that is what I have done.
Since we have Aaron working on something. Okay, it's going to be over to Aaron,
Yeah, I'm still working on that, getting that stuff working.
Okay. Do you want to flip a card or get a card?
Yeah, I flip a card. So 19.
Okay. So five of pentacles.
Tentacles.
And so yeah, basically there's something coin-like. So we're supposed to work in here. It looks like you're. It looks like you've got. Yeah, they're probably you're starting to get a spark. I think, and so that's I think that's working out. You can add something if you want, or we can move on. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. We're almost there. Okay. Bad person has seven of cups. So that gives them 17. They're going to try to basically still they're kind of now still they're getting way defensive. They've got 2 people on them at least at this point. And so they're trying to I think they're going to start backing away, or attempt to. And I believe the house has to stand on 17, although that's I don't have to. But the other guy has the 10 of swords, and so is now poking viciously at this other individual, and is now sort of keeping them at bay. Has 20 showing. So I'm going to go around real quick one more time, and just to see what folks want to do with their cards, just to see if they want to stand on what they have, or if they want more cards. And I'm not gonna describe anything further. I just want to see kind of where we are. So Valencia, do you want to use that remaining card there, or no?
No, I will not use the card.
Okay. Do you want another card, or do you want to go with your 17?
My Vegas upbringing says I should stay, but for the memes and the role playing, I want to draw another card.
I shall give you another card.
Yeah. Quality.
And that's a 2.
Hey! Yes!
Nice.
So, yeah, 19. I'm going to go over to Serana real quick. Do you want to flip that other card, or do you want it? Another card?
If I've done my maths right, I think I'm ready to win.
Okay, so you're going to stand?
I'm gonna flip my card that I have.
Oh, you're going to flip the card that you have. Okay.
Yeah.
10 of wands.
That should be 21.
So, 10, 20. That is 21. Okay. Well, that's going to bring us to. Yep. Someone gets 21. Normal play stops. Every other character with a hand in the round can turn over any or all of their face-down cards to try to make 21 as well, or a better version of 21. If anybody can, the character with the best hand succeeds at what they were trying to do in the action, which means that their player, or the dealer if it's a game character, gets to describe what happens. So,
Did you say that major arcana cards are worth what's on them, or 1?
what's on them, or 10?
Or 10.
Or 10. Okay.
Most of
For
them.
instance,
There
I
are
was
a
thinking
couple
there
of
were
exceptions.
1. Okay. No, I'm good. I stand.
Okay. So, I think that Serana is the only one with 21. If I recall correctly. So, the way this works...
The one with the weapon wins.
Yes, strangely, that's how it goes. Character with the best hand succeeds what they were trying to get done, which the player gets to describe what happens. 21 with 3 or more cards. Your persona can do a permanent or non-permanent wound, knock your adversary out, or incapacitate them. If you're using an appropriate weapon, then wounds can include breaking or amputating a limb.
I'm gonna give him a concussion.
Excellent.
Every bad guy in the vicinity is getting a concussion. They're gonna stay down.
All right. All of the bad people are down. and you can hear behind you the engine sparking to life as Erin finishes her work. And I think that is where we're probably going to take another quick break, if folks are good with that. Let me see. Katie, did you want to add anything else at this point, or should we?
No, I think she slams the hood down the car and just yells at everyone to get in the fucking car. We gotta go.
Get in, bitches. We're going shopping.
It's rushing to the driver's seat and waiting for everyone to get in. And the minute everyone's in.
Wait, who's driving? Erin or Archie?
Erin's gonna run, I think. Or wait, will Archie try to tell her that Archie already be scooting over? If Archie's already scooting over because he's already in, then she'll let Archie drive. And Archie has a driving skill.
Pretty much the moment the hood goes down and Erin calls for people to get in, he just reflexively gets in the driver's seat.
Then she'll jump into the back. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Was there anything else anyone else wanted to add before we go to break?
I think a really cool way is that the way Valencia kind of hops in shotgun, and then I kind of vault over the back of the car and just slide into the back seat, and we're like, go!
Parkour!
Perfect. Parkour. Awesome. All right, folks.
Yelling parkour.
That's how it works, right?
Every time she jumps, parkour! She yells it. It helps.
It does, absolutely.
It's a word of power. It's like a thoo.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Totally. But we will be back in just a few minutes, folks. See you shortly. We have returned.
Right in time for your camera to focus.
Right in time. Absolutely. So, car got underway. I am going to tell you, so Archie, as you have been looking at this, sort of still going through the stuff in the glove box, you actually find what looks like a cassette tape.
Jesus.
Which, I mean, yes, so the past is in the glove box, apparently. You're not sure, but, it's this sort of old, dirty, gray thing. This thing does not have this car does not have a tape deck or anything like that, so...
Does the tape have a label on it?
It does not. It had one at one time. It looks like there's still some glue left on it, but that's about it.
I have a little question about the car.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's one of the older car models where you have to use the key to open the boot.
Yeah.
From the back seat, you should be able to tear through the panel, no?
You certainly could try that.
Rebar to the rescue.
You jimmy it and you open it, and you can see into the trunk.
What is in that trunk?
The trunk leers back at you angrily.
Do not gaze into the trunk.
You see there are a few more casino chips in there. And there is what looks like a can of gas. Or there's a gas can. You don't know if it's actually full or not. There is a jack, a spare tire. And you can just see the light coming in from 3 or 4 bullet holes.
Just half of my upper body's in the boot, and then my legs just in the back. If I reach over and kind of lift up that gas can and give it a shake, is it?
It's probably almost empty. It's probably just about empty. It's, from the sounds of the car, it's, well, from the fuel gauge, Archie, you're looking down. You see, there's not much in here.
Well, I'm going to get us as close to that city as I can get us, but I'm not making any promises.
Okay.
Can I empty the rest of the gas into the car and see if that can help us?
Well, I could stop, and you could give that a try. Sure.
I thought let's just keep going. Let's just see where the car can take us first.
Hey, quick question. These casino chips, do they have a mention of what casino they're from?
Oh.
That's a good question. That's an
Oh,
excellent
because like
question.
on the center.
Yeah, often they'll do that.
Usually no, but maybe in this world, yeah.
I don't think these do, but
So I have a casino chip somewhere. I just don't know where. I just want to pull it out.
so they look like regular poker chips. They're made from a strong clay-like substance that doesn't scratch but can be broken if enough force is applied. They do
Okay.
not carry the name of a casino, just a number denoting their value.
Did Valencia grab the chips from Donnie's chest? Ah.
Tried to grab a handful.
Yeah. So,
Wait, was his chest full of them, or?
So his body was gone, right? Yeah, his body was gone, and like there was a mound of dirt and also a pile of chips. And I'm like, bruh, I came running for your ass and got nothing.
You got poker chips.
Wait, dirt or dust?
Oh.
it was hard to see.
It's dark at night.
Got my eyes on you, Jim.
But yeah, you've got, I want to say, like five white chips that all have ones on them, and 2 red chips that have 5s on them.
Oh,
Valencia.
okay.
Wait,
About
sorry, could you repeat that?
5 whites with ones and 2 reds with
5s.
5s. Okay.
Wait, reds have 5s on them,
Mm-hmm.
and the whites have what on them?
5.
Ones.
Ones. Okay. Whites equal 1.
Meticulous note taking going on over there.
So, weird question about the car.
That thing.
Cloth upholstery or leather?
When it tore.
Gotta be cloth at this point, right?
I think, best I can tell, it looks to me like it's cloth.
Okay.
Is
gonna
it
say-
cleather? Is it?
Oh God,
I don't
no.
think they had. I don't think they had
Not
that
that
at the time
cool
this car
back
was
then.
created. Yeah.
Okay. Cloth ain't so bad to drive pantsless on.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good ass point.
Trying to shake out that sand. Just.
I mean,
Yeah.
those people were wearing perfectly good rags, but you just left them and ran away.
I'd rather be naked.
So the vehicle is going to pull up. You actually are going to make it to about. It's a little under half a mile, almost. Well, it's actually a little. Yeah, you get. Yeah, you're actually going to get about the vehicle by itself is going to get about. You think the city's like 2 miles. You've got 2 miles left to get to the city, and you hear the car stuttering.
Okay. Let's see if the gas can get us any closer. No. Gotta pull
Can
over.
we?
put
Are
it in
we?
park.
Can we tell if we're driving north or south?
So, by what means are you attempting to determine that?
Wait, is it still night?
It is.
Can anyone see the North Star?
So, does anyone... So, here's the thing. Looking up, I'm going to assume, unless you want to spend a flashback on astronomy specifically, the North Star, I think, is going to be a basic enough thing you can kind of... It's the North Star. It is so called for that reason.
Right, a star. You're like,
Can
But-
confirm. Sometimes you cannot see it
true.
in the Vegas night. It's
I
got
have
the
never...
Luxor.
Light pollution.
I will tell you, I have rarely ever successfully located the North Star. I can find Orion. I can find the
I
Big
think
Dipper and the Little
it's
Dipper.
difficult if you live in places that are populated because of pollution and stuff. I guess maybe outside the desert of Vegas you'd be able to see it, but I'm not sure. think so because of all the lights.
Yeah,
and shit.
just 2 miles out.
You-
No, there's
well-
too much light pollution.
Yeah, it's you're yeah, at this point it's hard to see. And it's like you think you remember seeing
You've
the
got a needle and some water. I
Yeah.
can do this.
yeah. I think the constellations there was something it's a little weird. But anyway.
Do you have a timeline? Do you have any recollection or idea when this is happening?
How do you
I mean, the car would have its like number on the back, and then I guess we could maybe just how old the car. Archie's good at cars, or maybe just driving, but maybe he can kind of
so
make
when
an
you're
assumption of how old the car is.
when you're getting out
What?
when you're getting out and you're filling the car with what's left in the gas tank, which does not take long because gas can because it's
Just
only a little bit. The car does not have a license plate.
What about those little metal? Sometimes it has it on the back where it was like 20 something or 90s, but if nothing, then
Not
it's like
in America.
The person who
Not
knows
in
things
America.
about the person who knows mechanics is currently asleep in the back.
Yeah.
She could probably tell you the get close to the ear model. Right now, all you can best guess 60s, 70s.
Yeah, it's at least 63 because that's when you get cassette tapes.
But there's no player at all, no audio player at all in the car.
Not
Yeah,
in the
is there a
car. no.
radio? No, not even a radio.
Okay.
Has it been pulled
There,
out?
there was a radio. There is no radio now.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Although actually, I'm trying to remember if in that model they had detachable radios or not.
Every car has a detachable radio if you try hard enough.
If you try hard enough.
Laura!
Well done. Yes. So yeah, the they tried hard enough.
Good point.
Yeah, and so Archie, from picking up also poker chips in the car itself. Yeah, I should have mentioned. You got a hold of, again, it's basically, hang on. You've got about 15 of those little white chips. And about 3 of those red chips.
And I've got nothing but some good old rebar.
Hey,
I mean,
that
you
rebar has
beat the
been.
shit out of people.
damn
You found
That's
a few
what
more-
you did.
You found a few more poker chips in the trunk.
Oh yes.
Remember?
I claim to them.
Though
How many were there in the trunk?
In the trunk, there weren't a lot, but there were like 4 white and 2 red.
Though I'd like to point out, Archie isn't like carrying the chips because he doesn't have pockets and he's driving.
This is true.
Muffins are.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm telling you how many you found, but I don't know how
Right.
you're carrying them,
Right.
but it's entirely up to you.
He's just throwing them in the glove compartment there. Fucking have a...
But, so, you approach the edge of the city, and this is where the desert backs onto kind of vacant lots, almost, as you've you've gotten close. And the car gives out, like, about maybe, about a third of a mile away.
Well, I guess we're walking. I mean, unless you guys want to wait in the car until morning. I don't really fancy that.
I do not want to be caught in the daylight naked.
Maybe we could pull off some of this upholstery and kind of like...
Don't hurt the
Loin
car.
closet up there.
Seriously, don't hurt the car. This thing's a beautiful piece of machinery. Don't hurt the car.
You said
Yeah,
we're
he's-
about a third of the mile where? Away from?
Away from the edge of the city.
But which edge of the city?
The outer edge.
There's
So like the southern edge is closer to the strip. The northern edge is a little ghosty.
What you're seeing some vacant lots, some prefabricated warehouses.
I'm guessing this would be the other side of
buildings that might be offices or workshops. And you see beyond that a little bit of construction.
Cool. I want to head towards one of those factories to see if like there are uniforms or clothes or something.
Okay. So more immediately, as you kind of are getting, you're starting to, you all get out and you're starting to head in. You are going to pass a construction site, and you can see basically there's a very large building that's getting ready to go up. It's possibly a complex of them, covering about like 20 acres. Foundations are dug out to about 20 feet or so. There are concrete pilings with more of that delicious rebar sprouting from the tops.
Rebar.
Tasty.
There's some sporadic.
That vacant lot, does it have the posters or the signage of the company that's building it?
Well, let me continue looking through this paragraph, and I can tell you this.
Legit.
You have sporadic footlights throwing illumination and long shadows across the site. Locked huts around the edge. No vehicles. There's a 10-foot chain link fence with barbed wire at the top. Gates in intervals. Dirt roads leading toward the city. First gate. It's you're looking and as you're passing by and you can see that it's unlocked. There's a chain and padlock lying to the side.
Are there any maybe construction vehicles around?
There are no vehicles as such. There is a well, as you're kind of looking in, you hear sort of like, and you hear someone say, "Shut up!" And you look in there, and there are these. There's movement there down in the pit. And I don't know or if you want to look at that or look and see what's there or not, but you can just sort of make out people in suits.
You know,
Give me that suit.
Archie.
Who the neck it is?
Archie grabs the chain and padlock.
Okay. Congratulations, you have a chain and a padlock.
Yay!
Use it like a flail.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
It looks like, there. And they're like, "What?" One of the people in there is like, "What?" Okay, hang on a sec. We should probably yeah. They're saying something, and you see these two individuals in suits, just sort of stepping up.
Oh fuck.
And they're heading over into an area just sort of off to the side. Apparently, they need to converse with someone or something. It's hard to know what's going on.
Archie's
but right now, there's still that third person who's just sort of now down there, and you can see they've also got a suit on. You can sort of see from here, and they're like
Two
struggling.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
One, what is our other person doing?
Your other person, the other guy, is
arm clutcher. Yeah.
The arm clutching other guy is just like he's still a little disoriented, but he's still carrying the stick that he had earlier. He's like, that doesn't look cool.
Archie starts walking over to the two guys.
Oh god, I'm like trying to grab some spare rebar to see if like there's a piece I can take off and maybe a second one to chuck to them.
Okay, so you want to pursue the two those two. They're very big. They're very tall. They're both over 6 feet.
It's not gonna fit me.
Wearing these big suits. Wearing these.
I don't have any memory, but I feel like they might have weapons, guys, and we're in the nude.
Yeah, they got clothes though. We can
Who
use
cares
that.
about the potential for guns when you have rebar everywhere?
That's true.
So
Yeah, we saw you fight.
well, the thing is, they seem to be heading off of the site. Do you want to try to catch their attention or anything, or do you want to?
No.
Nah, if they're leaving, just
They're not. You don't know if they're leaving permanently because it's like they've left some of their stuff around a little bit.
What have they left?
yeah. What
I'd
kind of
much
stuff?
rather want to stealth this and just sneak around.
Yeah, I mean the lights are still on, and they still have the cement set up. That seems to be that they're slowly pouring into the into this foundation.
They're making their buddy a
So
permanent
they're
picture.
burying this guy. They're pouring the cement into the pit that they've left this guy tied up in.
Yes.
Let's go
Well,
get the
as they
guy.
walk away, I mean, I could definitely maybe sprint over there with my excellent.
Parkour!
I'm gonna park and just yell parkour, and then they turn around like, no, not
I take it back. I take it back.
that.
Awesome. So you are using your parkour. You are trying not to be seen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and flip a card. I don't think that's gonna be too great a difficulty. Let us see what we get.
I mean, since I'm not wearing any clothes either, there's no like noise being made.
This is true.
I can kind of just bolt and just land on like if it's pavement or stuff, just softly like 7 of wands.
Okay, 7. 7 is good. Yeah, you get over there. No one seems to have noticed you. As you get basically over to this pit. You see it's illuminated by 4 separate sets of spotlights around the rim, each powered from a set of car batteries at its base.
Could maybe
You
one
can
of
see that there's.
Valencia or Archie maybe kill the lights?
They could probably go and they could probably do that. That shouldn't be too difficult.
So what did the guys in suits leave behind?
I mean, it's mostly hang on, stuff.
Suits.
Okay.
That's
They-
all.
They did not. They walked away naked, for no apparent reason.
Look, we walked up
They had a
naked. There's nothing wrong with them
wardrobe,
walking
spare
away
suits.
naked.
It's a suit factory.
Is that what it is? Okay.
She's like, I'm calling.
Good to know.
Valencia's like, that's a suit factory. I know in my heart. Just that is a suit.
Let's see.
So the guy like chained up. He's wearing, I'm guessing, full suit. So trousers, shirt, tie, jacket.
So there is a tie, there is a jacket. It is a woman. It's long
woman.
hair, and the remains of a suit jacket and a knee-length skirt.
Give me your fucking hold the Reebok. Give me your fucking clothes.
Are you gonna do that?
No.
Getting out of character.
I
She
guess
just sort of she kind of looks up and she sees you. She's like, huh.
I'm gonna like she's gagged and
Yeah.
tied. Rope or
It's yeah, I'm gonna say that it's rope.
zip ties. Cause
Could be. No, it's rope.
rope. Okay. I'm gonna like just ungag her and be like, "Don't fucking scream! Don't scream!"
You don't have to scream. I'm not gonna scream.
I'm just gonna. Are you armed?
Not really.
So I'm gonna like put the
if I had been, I
rebar
might
in
have
the
been able
rope
to do something.
and like I guess the one that's tied down around her waist, like or around her arms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like put the rebar in it and then twist it until the rope kind of frays and breaks off.
Thank you. Let's get out of here.
And I'm gonna like I guess take her by the hand and kind of lead her out the pit back to where we're just hiding in the shadows, the nudist team.
Yeah. So she's basically heading over, and she's basically on your way out. She grabs a bucket with water in it that's hanging nearby, because she's got concrete on her she wants to wash off. She's sort of.
I mean, we're all dirty hoes, so.
Pretty much.
And
dirt and sand covering up.
and she's sort of heading out. She's heading out kind of with, and you know, she's just sort of gesturing as she doesn't seem at all too phased actually, but she's sort of gesturing with her head a little further down the block.
Okay, so I guess
So
we'll
you know,
like follow her. I'm gonna keep the rebar out just in case.
she's basically using the water to kind of wash off of it, and she says, "So, can I assume? So did you like just get here?"
And I'm gesture down at our like naked bodies covered in sand. What do you think?
I don't know. I've learned not to trust a lot these days.
Why were you tied up?
Well, that's just business. It's casino stuff. Look, if you're smart, you're gonna keep your heads down before you get involved. Well, before anyone finds out you got involved, okay?
I'm gonna stop and
I
say,
don't think you want...
casino?
Yeah. This isn't...
I'm gonna say, I was like, wait, do you any, it's like, where's the chip? Give me a chip. To one of Archie or,
Yeah,
so
I'll hand you
I'll
one.
take Valentia's chip, and I was like, do you recognize this?
Of course. Look. And she just sort of is, she just sort of shrugs. She's like, look, I need to make myself scarce, and you also need to. So...
Can't make ourselves scarce without clothing.
Yeah, we could use some clothes.
All right. She points. She says, "There are people who take care of that kind of thing. If you head down that street, and hang a right at the post office, you will see them. They should be out by now."
I guess, wait, what's your name?
Let's not get into that, because believe me, this is the kind of thing you don't want to get involved with beyond what you can. We'll see.
I
And
bet my chips were already involved.
Wait, I've got a deception skill, right?
Yes.
So maybe I can like, you can trust me.
Are you
She
gonna
looks
flirt
at
with
you.
this?
And she takes a look at you. She says, "I'm just telling you. I think you just gotta be careful. All right. You might have made an enemy. You might have made an enemy. Not me. But you might have made an enemy tonight. You gotta be careful who you help out when you're in this place. And I am nearly out of time. Go get clothes.
Give her the nod.
Hopefully we won't
Thank
see
you.
each other again." And she turns, and she runs down an alley.
Well, fat lot of help that was. I mean, I guess at least we have a lead on clothes, and I really really want to get close
Yeah.
before daylight.
Yeah,
And-
I'm with you on that one.
I'm,
And
I'm
actually-
guessing it's been a couple hours in the night, so
Yeah.
it should be. I mean, a couple hours till daybreak.
Pre-dawn.
And as this is actually as she is running off, you do see there's a car's headlight on a nearby road sweeps over the scene, sort of
God
illuminating everything for a second. And
Guys, run to the shadows.
Scatter!
Ninja turtle up. Run to the shadows. In the shadows.
I'm just saying that somewhere in between a couple of those huts, you see a figure of somebody who seems to have been watching. But then it's gone.
Slender Man.
You turn and you see him, Shia LaBeouf,
Shia LaBeouf.
It probably is Shia LaBeouf.
watching from a distance.
If this whole game comes down to Shia LaBeouf, I will not be fully disappointed. Only just a
Who
little.
ends
I will be
the
somewhat
game.
disappointed.
Right. So, clothes, everyone.
Wait, so what's the kind of like daylight situation like?
Still dark.
So dark? I guess we run, we stick to the shadows, we find out what she was talking about clothes.
And maybe I can get this glass out of me.
I mean,
Right.
that's
Oh shit!
ideal.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. The
Absolutely.
next wash basin we find, we'll deal with this.
Great. I'm glad we have a plan.
So you're heading in, and you basically do that. You follow the directions. You go right at the post office, and you see this a couple of people. They're out standing on the street. It's just got basically empty storefronts, and you get occasional street lights.
Whoa. We see people occasionally on the street. Do they
No.
see us? Sorry. I'm like,
We're out there.
The word was not occasionally, but
okay, my bad.
the standing out kind of. Let me. I'm gonna read it. That'll make it easier for me to explain. There are occasional street lights. Under one of them is a soup cart, and it's next to sort of an anonymous kind of. It's a parked next to an anonymous and old-style white van. And there are two people at the soup cart. A woman in her 50s and a guy in his 60s, looks like. And they're just sort of standing there by the soup cart.
Have they noticed us?
They will in a second.
Okay.
So I guess tentatively kind of just go up to them and say,
So you've seen two people. That's fine, right?
You just walk straight up. You're like dirty and naked.
I'm just going up to some elder woman and say, spare clothes.
She just sort of smiles and nods.
Die.
And
Yeah,
she says, and she's basically filling some cups of soup. She says, "Here you go."
Thank you. I have soup. I have sustenance.
Super.
And she's pouring out soup for everyone. You're looking for clothes?
Yes.
That would be ideal.
Yes.
Okay. And you look very you look. Did you just come out from the desert?
No.
Well, hopefully, are you okay?
I
That-
think so. I think my friend tripped and fell into some glass.
Oh, that
Tis
side
but
doesn't
a
look good.
flesh wound.
That side doesn't look good. No. Okay. No, that's unfortunate. That is. Yeah. No, we need to get that looked at. But we've got some. Now, we don't really have. Do we have any bandages? Any bandages? And the guy just sort of shakes his head. And is like, we don't have any bandages. I think Nate does. But so I can. Yes. We've got some clothes in the van here. I know you all must be.
Let's all go into the back of the nondescript van.
I know you all must
always
be
a great choice.
Kind of disoriented, but as you may have noticed, she says, gesturing to the van and the soup. This
who
happens.
said we're disoriented? Why do you think we're disoriented? We're just
of course not. You're
three
perfectly...
people naked and dirty in the town. Why would we be disoriented? What makes you?
It's totally legit.
I can't imagine.
Archie is already like walking over to the van to see if there's anything in there that he could wear.
So there are some boxes of used clothes. Basically, there's a lot of them are vintage, a lot of them are musty.
Ooh.
A lot of them basically
So suspect of these
they don't really get much beyond the 1970s.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Bell-bottom jeans. Anyone?
It's gonna be an old dude's terrible band T-shirt, and then like one of those 60s pencil skirts with a slit in it. We're doing it work casual.
Now the real question is platform soles.
Yeah, do they have shoes?
Yeah, there are shoes. They're and these are not like expensive clothes, but they are serviceable. Shirts, a lot of jeans, a lot of shirts, old shirts, and I think there is a pair of platform shoes. Should anyone desire them?
Well, I mean, Archie can now be about 5'8", 5'9", if he gets
very
this.
good.
It's true.
Right.
So, yeah.
I got the slit in the skirt for jumping over fences, as we do.
Of course. Now, our friend Nate should be able to help you out with that cut there. She runs a bar not far from here. She doesn't help everybody, but tell her that I sent you, and she should give you a place to stay. My name's Martha.
And wait, Martha's
How do you know that
bartender? Or Martha's your name?
No, Martha's my name.
Okay.
Nate owns the bar.
Okay. Great. We're not turned around.
Thank you so much, by the way.
Do people show up like this often?
Every night.
What the fuck?
Language!
Yeah.
I have
Sometimes every other
questions. How does this keep happening to people?
It's a good question. It's really hard. It's probably a cosmic thing. I'm not sure.
There's, kind of the larger question, but do you know where we are?
Oh, Vegas. It's a city in the desert. People come here to gamble.
Why does that seem so familiar?
Oh shit.
I don't know.
I guess we should head to Nate's before Archie turns septic. Oh, well, or before Friend turns septic. Friend turns septic.
No, it's fine. You're fine. It's not an open bleeding situation. Just lodged superficially into your body.
It doesn't feel superficial. It doesn't feel superficial.
Okay, well.
Hey, she's the medical professional here.
Do we know that? Do we know that?
How do you know my name?
She fixed your nose. Yeah, you were like, we were driving and you were half unconscious on the seat next to me.
How do I know you didn't knock me unconscious?
I mean, you don't, I guess, but that doesn't fix the...
Come on, we can't be questioning each other.
Right, we have clothes. We should be happy.
We're all in the same situation. We shouldn't turn on each other.
That's good. We gotta keep level. Let's scuttle off. Is our buddy with us?
Yeah, they're here.
I guess what do we put in arm clutch?
The silent the silent NPCs are with us at all times, watching, waiting.
Oh,
Waiting.
I meant to ask because the arm clutcher pulled the card. That was my card, the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
So I gained that memory?
Yes.
Okay. So I at least have some familiarity.
Yes. Yeah, you apparently know him.
You
Okay.
fenced him.
All right, my fencing buddy. Come on, little one.
Yeah.
Come.
Oh, yeah.
You and I know each other. Don't question it. Let's go.
Okay.
Wait, does that work on everybody? Can you just like tell people that you know them and they just trust you on that?
Is the flashback thing? I think is it shared flashbacks?
No.
Ah.
Nope. So are you moving on at this point, or are you?
Yeah, I think we're like on our way to.
Can we get a little extra? Can we get a little extra soup for the road?
I was gonna say, did anyone sip the soup?
Yeah, you
Soup was
poured you
good.
one more cup.
Compliments to Le Chef.
Thanks so much. We work hard on the recipe.
Tastes like Soylent.
What did you say?
She laughs.
Tastes like Soylent.
You have a premonition. Archie becomes the creator of Soylent 30 years later.
I could make.
You
some
have
money.
a flash forward.
Who else in the car?
Okay.
Money up for this bad boy.
So, all right. So you head further on then.
Yes. And we have pockets now. It's amazing.
You have pockets
Put my chips in my pocket.
instead of having to carry everything like this.
Mhm.
I actually have a quick thing to say. I guess, well, Serrano.
Mhm.
I don't remember what that lady said about telling people names.
Yeah, I mean, she just didn't want to get involved, you know?
Doesn't that seem a little odd to you? And literally, we said, I said Donnie's name in the desert, and then he got stabbed straight away.
Right,
my
so
friend here.
I'm glad no one said my name yet.
Well, I'm glad you apparently didn't say my name.
B. Maybe that's what we should do. Just nicknames.
Sure.
Pick a letter, any letter.
Call me Mrs. S. It sounds formal.
Mrs. S.
Mrs. S.
Oh my gods.
All right. Well, I mean, you know.
What about you, Gloss Hip?
Too soon. Too soon.
I was going to point out that you were wearing a ring at one point. You can tell it on your hand.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's like,
Mrs. is appropriate.
I pity the poor person that was married to me, I'll tell you that.
As long
I'll
as you
tell
weren't
you
close to any
something.
rebar, I'm sure it was fine.
So we're agreed. We don't use each other's names, just nicknames. Just for now, until we actually understand what's going on here.
Yeah, it's good.
Seems legit.
Right, so off to meet a woman named Nate, apparently.
Yeah. So you head up. It's not hard to find. It's about after better part of half a mile, but the directions were clear enough that Martha gives you. Although you do still get, you kind of still, even though it's like you haven't turned, you get that feeling like you have. And it's like, am I going the wrong way? But no, you know you haven't turned yet. Sort of weird, disorienting feeling. You see sort of this moderate-sized bar. They're surrounded by some retail properties. They're closed because of the time of day. You see neon beer and Coke signs in the windows.
Neon
Nice.
beer is best beer.
Neon beer is best beer. It looks sort of like a bar/diner.
So much neon.
So much. The lighting is low inside. I'm going to presume you enter.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the soup was good, but I need me some steak and eggs.
That's a thought. So
I
parts
feel
you can-
like I don't eat meat. I just
Oh!
Oh no.
but I'm about to. She's a reckless
Right,
lady.
so into the diner.
Smells and tastes are very good triggers for flashbacks.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
That's very true.
So they're about like there are a number of tables in here. There are probably about like 20 of them, and some high-sided booths. 3 of the booths are occupied by people drinking quietly, or small groups conversing in low voices.
Is there like a quiet little corner booth that we can all sit in?
All the corners have been taken.
But okay, what about straight at the bar?
Bar's open. Inside there's there's a waitress. Now there's no music or anything. There doesn't appear to be a jukebox. She looks kind of like she's in her 30s. She looks a little tired and bored, and she has a name tag that says Julie on it. She looks up. Can I help you?
Hey, is Nate here?
Not yet. He'll be back. You're welcome to wait.
You will wait. In the meantime, can I get some shitty vodka?
One
Maybe
shitty
some
vodka coming right up.
bandages.
Wait, no, I'm gonna like kind of nudge Valencia and be like, we don't have any money.
Dine and dash.
Dine and dash while we're waiting for someone.
So she comes. She goes over. She grabs some terrible vodka. She sets it down, and she says, "It's 3."
Do you... Chip?
What are you putting on the bar there? I can't hear you.
Wait, no. 3 red chips.
You're putting
No,
3
no.
red chips.
White is 1. Red
White
is
is
red
1.
is 5.
Oh, I wrote 5. I had 5 reds that were 1 and 2 whites that were 5.
It's the other way around.
God damn it. I'm dyslexic.
Sorry. No. You have 5 whites and 2 reds.
Got it. Well then. Yeah. I'll put down 3 whites.
Put down 3 whites. She nods and she takes it.
Give a little knowing glance.
Hmm.
And can you get anything for any of you folks?
How much for steak and eggs?
Let's see. That's 5.
Drop a red and a white on the counter.
Thank you. I'll get right on that. And does Serrano order anything or no?
Serrano's just gonna ask for some water.
She gets you some water.
Yeah.
And you basically, so you're hanging out and waiting. There is a folded newspaper on the next on a table nearby, but that's after someone is basically gets up and throws it down and leaves.
I'm gonna take the paper.
It is the Vegas variety. and it's very thin. It's basically... It's weird. It's all entertainment news and a bunch of celebrities you haven't heard of. All apparently local stuff. Most of it's ads for people to spend money on sort of dubious services. Looks like a very sleazy rag, basically.
Are there any ads for...
Very aggressive.
Are there any ads for casinos?
Yeah, plenty of those. Casino restaurants, things like that. They're basically, yeah, there's stuff that they keep mentioning. Well, you know, it's as you're sort of looking through, you see a few casino names, and
Anything that stands out?
Well, the
Like,
casino names that you
ads have like a bigger spread of page.
yeah, the casino name you see mentioned the most is the Wheel.
The what? Sorry.
The Wheel.
The wheel.
Wheel.
The Wheel.
Wheel.
Wheel?
Wheel. I love that.
Um,
Fun fact, I got made fun of
the
for
wheel or
saying
just
things like
wheel?
that.
Is it called like the wheel or just wheel?
the Wheel.
Ah, the wheel.
It seems pretty prominent. Apparently, there's like a picture of it with like a big sort of pyramid-looking thing, and there's also a comic strip that you find near the back, which I guess will give you pause when you see it. Here, let me show it to you.
Ooh. Oh no.
It's now available under the handouts.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, look at this.
Okay, that's a little weird.
A little.
I mean, it's just a cartoon, you know? But, I mean, it's weird. But it's not like suddenly we're being chased by rabid giraffes weird.
I mean,
what's a giraffe?
I don't like it.
I mean, you can remember what a giraffe is. It's the
Can
amnesia's
I?
not that bad.
Have I ever been to a
Having
zoo?
giraffe flashbacks.
This is like
They're
the
not
Hollywood
local fauna.
amnesia. Like you forget everything about yourself, but like you remember kind of the world.
Yeah, you remember things about the world, you know. Like you know who Elvis is, you know.
I mean,
you know who.
Has he died on the toilet yet? I don't know.
Probably. I mean, you
I know
conceivably
Elvis.
you conceivably remember things that are even, you know, from like modern day.
What?
Potentially. As far as like, you know, celebrities, things like that, but nothing personal.
wondering who this Skip guy is. I wonder if he was like us. Just ended up in the desert.
I mean, he must have.
Either that, or this is just a bizarre fever dream that I'm having, and none of you actually exist.
Oh, I need a drink. Not just the
entirely
shitty
possible.
vodka I'm about to pour into your side.
Wait, what?
No. So, let's see. After a bit, you kind of sort of are looking at this. You're going to note that. Just trying to, as our time is ticking down, I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze everything in. You're going to note that, yeah. Okay, I think I've got it. Actually, no, I don't. That's all right. We'll figure it out. So yeah, you basically see a point at which there is a slight altercation between one of the customers and the waitress.
I'm gonna be nosy bitch. What's going on?
There's apparently a disagreement over the service and the tip, and one of them is sort of like trying to grab her arm, and I'm wondering if it looks like they're basically, and then this guy is now standing up and very loudly calling her a bitch, and it looks like they are tussling. And I'm just curious if you're planning to interfere, or if you're planning to just sort of wait and see what happens.
Can I cause a distraction?
Absolutely. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna scream and dramatically fall off the bar stool and go, "Spider!"
That's what you went with.
Excellent.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely. You ever yelled "spider" around a group of proper dudes? I've never seen more people shit themselves.
All right.
It would work on me.
You have an associated deception skill, as I recall.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna
Just
pull a
some
card.
real I'm gonna throw myself so far back off the stool. I just knock into everything. Ah, spider!
Let's see how this does.
Oh, let's see how this is.
Method acting, they said.
Says the Emperor.
The Emperor, yes. So since you have the associated skill, that automatically succeeds.
How appropriate, since I'm the Emperor.
That's right.
But yes, I throw myself back, proclaiming there is a spider.
And this is basically so you say that, and then it turns out that the guy is like where what the? And she's sort of steps away. Julie steps away from them, and you're kind of distracting these folks when this tall woman comes in. She is she's dark-skinned. She's wearing diamond-studded earrings, and she's wearing a cowboy hat. Oh, hang on.
Nice.
She's wearing a cowboy hat. And you see here immediately as these guys are they're a little drunk, and they apparently are trying to they're basically trying to hurt the waitress. Comes through the main door, picks up she comes through the main door, picks up a chair in one hand, and just basically swings it as she arrives at the booth, bringing it down in a full arc. There is a definitive crunch. She swings the chair a couple more times, more crunching, more splintering. Julie at this point staggers away through a door behind the bar, and this woman sort of picks up these two inert forms from the booths, and just looks up. Excuse me, just a second. I'll be right with you, and drags them to the door and hurls them out.
Turns to the lad. Guys, I think I'm in love. I don't know, but I think I'm in love.
I mean, fair, but wow.
What are you gonna tell your husband?
You don't know nothing.
She's going by Mrs. and she has the pattern of a ring on her finger. I know something.
And I'm just gonna, as you said, I'm gonna instinctively keep looking at the little white gap. The funny thing is, I actually have that in real life. because I wear my engagement ring all the time. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, yeah, possibly.
We don't know if the ring was stolen or if you already don't have a person, so...
So would you be Nate then?
So, yeah, she comes back in. Sure am. Can I help you with something?
Martha sent us?
Oh, okay. She says,
She shoots us in the
says
face.
nodding.
Please kill these people.
And, yeah, no. She sort of nods. And Julie sort of, you see, comes back out from the back. She says, thanks, Nate. You're fine. Were these folks helping you out? Yeah. All right, that's good. You looking for work?
Can I like just goofily like say to like was it Julie? That wasn't a spider.
She's like, nods.
What kind of work?
We will work off a lot of debt, but first, my associate here has glass
Yeah, it looks
attached
like-
to his side
that
involuntarily
looks like that's
under
problem.
the shirt. Yep.
Yeah,
I bought
sit on down on
vodka
that
for
stool
it.
over there. I'll get my kit.
I didn't have to buy the vodka.
Talk about like I'm not even here.
No, she says
Because
that.
you're just like ready to like say yeah to work. What kind of work? And I'm like,
She
bruh.
says that. No, she says that to Archie. She's like, yeah. So, yeah. Set a second. We'll have a look at that side of yours.
Okay.
She goes in the back, and she looks over at Julie. Yeah, get them all drinks. She nods, and she brings out some slightly better vodka,
Nice.
which she will serve to each of you. And Nate will come out with a little medical kit. Set it down. To open it up. There's some bandages and such.
So does Martha normally send people to you?
Yeah, sometimes. She's got a good eye for folks.
And do many of them come in here with secondhand clothing and some gaps in their head?
Yep. That's pretty much all the ones she sends over.
So
You
what the
basically
hell
said-
is going on?
This is gonna sting, by the way, so much. She pours. She pours, and she's pouring alcohol on. And she's like, "There you go. Hold that there. Hold that right there. There you go."
Hey, buddy, it's okay.
You remembering
It was-
anything?
Yeah.
Oh God!
She says, she sits down. She just sort of looks you all over. Well,
Does he need stitches?
I think doesn't look like if he keeps bandages on, you're looking at it. He'll probably be okay as long as he doesn't mess with them.
Good. Told you it was superficial.
And Nate sits down and says, "All right, I think maybe it's time then, or I think maybe then you got clearly a lot on your mind this evening, but we'll see if we can get you the. We'll see how you do at a couple things. See if we can get you the lay of the land. All I got to say is this is the probably one of the most dangerous places anyone could ever visit.
The bar or Vegas?
Welcome to Vegas.
Okay, bye.
And I think we're going to go ahead and actually bookmark it there.
I'm so stressed.
As I think I have figured out a path forward here.
Worst trip to Vegas ever. 1 star. My bed was a shallow grave.
Hey,
You're not going to like that review.
Hey, at least you woke up with both of your kidneys. I mean, it could have been worse.
I'm going to give that desert a 1-star Yelp review.
Oh, jeebus.
No lie, the prison near where I live gets Yelp reviews all the time, and they're always 1 star.
Oh my,
Amazing.
really? That's
Yes.
awesome. That's hysterical. So we're going to, then I think, as I said, going to go ahead and bookmark it here, and we will be seeing how things progress next time. I think we'll talk logistics shortly, but first let us go ahead and do our outros. Unfortunately, Katie could not stay the whole session. She did have to take off, but will be with us next time. And that is her information now appearing in chat. We'll go ahead and go around, and folks can say, where they can find you. Feel free to plug whatever you like, and then give any impressions that you may have had of this session. And we will start with James.
Okay. You can kind of find my books on Amazon. I think Jim has a link for that. My impression of the game, this was hella fun. I enjoy the sort of slow roll of figuring out who we are as characters. I'm glad we got clothes eventually.
Big
It was
win
so
for-
important to
Big
Melissa.
fat W for the team.
Yeah, this was great. Had a great time. Really looking forward to the next episode to see what weirdness awaits us.
Very cool, very cool. And now let us head over to Darcy.
Well, I am enjoying this game very much. I think it's great. I'm gonna be too attached to these characters. I'm gonna be sad when it ends. I already know it in my heart. But you can find me pretty much on everything as Brett_Empress or Brett Empress. And the only thing I have to plug is Stream Dan Bull on Spotify. Yeah.
What? So what? I'm gonna need that link. Ugh. Excellent.
Mm-hmm. And finally, we're going to head over to Jess.
Me, sorry, my internet's like, hey, hi, do you exist? I don't know. Yes, I'm Burst of Hope on Twitter. I yell about things. I try to be happy about things. I try to support a lot of people, and I'm super excited to be here. I think I'm really intrigued by the concept of the rotating GM/dealer, and I'm excited to see what Katie does in that seat, as she volunteered for it next week. But yeah, be excellent to one another.
Awesome, awesome. All right, well, that leaves me. Once again, I'm Jim. We will. We're gonna be figuring out a couple of things next week. We may do a sort of a soft transition. We'll have to see how things go. But you can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimmyyesthatjim.com, where you can find links to my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and some of my fiction and games I've been working on, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. What's happening? So on Wednesday, tomorrow evening, we have the continuation. I have lost all words. There was no sleep. I have no words. We have our campaign of masks shall continue tomorrow night, run by Molthulu. I have a feeling we're going to encounter a bad guy that will be very, very intimidating.
Encounter a bad guy in masks?
I know. I know. Usually it's just teen angst, but there might be a bad guy next time. Then on Saturdays we have our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. On Sundays we do one-shots. The one-shot coming up this Sunday is Hill State University. That is a one-shot that's going to be a scenario for Rysis, run by Aris, Animus Panthera, who plays in our Invisible Sun campaign. It is a supernatural horror scenario. And that evening, we will have our regular Dark Matter campaign, Ghosts of Saltmaw, Ghosts of Saltmarsh in Space, where we have just taken over a pirate ship. It's delightful. Then, 1 week from today, we shall be back for more of this. And we shall see how things continue. I'm very much looking forward to it. Sign-ups right now. I am about to close sign-ups on Hill State University, probably this evening. So that's the form is still technically open. So if you get in before I see it, there will be a chance. But soon afterward, I'm going to open sign-ups for a one-shot of Space 1889 that I'm going to be running a little bit later in the month. And that's going to be the Savage Worlds version of that. So it's Red Sands. We're going to be on Mars. So looking forward to that. All you do is go down to RPG sign up down below, or go to jimmyyesthatjim.com, click on game sign up. As always, beginners are welcome. I also need to put out sign-ups for stuff going on next month. That will need to happen soon. I must remember that, but that will happen soon. When we hit the end card, let us see. I shall send a raid probably over to Straticus, looks like.
Hell yeah!
They're doing something.
I think it's powered by the
Constantly.
Apocalypse. A couple of my friends are on it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, Whispers in the Dark, it says. So we're going to go over and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you are so inclined and say hi to them with us. That will be, again, when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will see you next week. Farewell.
Bye-bye.